Hello YouTube, I'm back. Happy Pride Month. In terms of a full-length art video, it's been quite a while. So what better way to come back than with a video that's way overdue. Today we're going to be drawing everyone's favorite flavor of blue Gatorade, Kai Kiske from Guilty Gear. A soldier, a king, husband, father, and French. I know, I was shocked too. But we're also doing corrections for Kai because the original drawing did not look that great. Really just needed more time. And then because we also did corrections to Kai, we're also going to do some for Soul. So, so consider this like a treat. You get 1.5 drawings for this video. I know, try not to faint. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into the drawing.
Duel 1, Kai Kiske.
So when it comes to Kai, the pose that I wanted him to have was to mirror Soul in a way. Mostly just because I wanted to draw both of them giving each other the burn. I thought it'd be funny. The idea was originally to give every character a sort of main highlight color. For those of you who know my artwork outside of YouTube, I did a daily drawing for the Mega Man series, and I employed a similar style for that I did for these. Now, ultimately, I don't think that was the best choice, especially with Kai here. It really just didn't work out that well for him, given the fact that his color scheme is mostly black and white, so giving him the blue and then, everything else being yellow, honestly just didn't really look that good. Later on in the corrections, you'll see we changed the color to black, and I think it pops a lot better. We changed the shading style. Generally just looked a lot better. But in terms of the general sketch, Kai was rushed a bit. I think he could have gotten a lot more time. I think he could have gotten a lot more effort put into his line art and even just the sketch in general. Now on coloring, we're selecting all the spots that we want to fill in with what would be the black color, but right now it's obviously the dark blue to fit in with his other color scheme, which honestly just kind of blended in way too much with his actual blue parts of his suit, and then just used the gold for his hair and then a slightly lighter skin tone than what we used for Soul. Now, as for shading, originally it was this dark blue kind of color. I'm going to be honest, it didn't look that great. He looked kind of sickly, but we're just blocking out the shadows. Eventually we'll get to the highlights. I think the blue shadow works well on the other parts of the drawing that actually are blue. I think that looks fine. It's just once you get it onto the, the skin tone and his hair, I think that's just kind of where it begins to fall flat. Now we're just adding some highlights, and yeah, that's kind of it. He did not get that many highlights originally. And that was where the original video ended. Now, obviously we're doing the corrections, so obviously he kind of needed those. But before we get into Kai's corrections, let's go into Soul's first.
Duel 2, Soul Bad Guy.
So for Soul, we're pretty much redoing his entire shading style, just from the ground up. Not that the original shadows looked bad, I knew I could have done better. We're still going back in with that red sort of color. Eventually we're going to go back and change it. But yeah, just going back, doing some simple corrections. But honestly, I'm a lot more proud of these new shadows compared to what they looked like at first. I don't really have a lot to say for this process here, so I'll let the video play for itself. And now we're finally changing his line art to black. Making some selections, we're changing that dark red now to black. Adding a lot more shine to the gold on his outfit. Now we're finally going back and fixing his one belt strap. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea at first. And now that soul's done, it's time to get back into Kai.
Duel Kai Final.
And now that soul's done, time to get back into Kai. This time, we're really going in and changing his line art. Adding things like his sword, adding more details to his belt, to his coat, his gloves. Just giving him more detail that he desperately needed. We're going in, changing his colors. We're still keeping a kind of blue as the main shadow color, but for things like the skin and the yellow parts, we're going in with a more pinkish color like how the original Strife artwork did. And now we're going in and giving Kai a lot more highlights, because by God did this man need those. It just really helps everything really pop, especially in those areas where it's almost entirely black. Also going in and adding more shadows where it's needed. Now with both of those done, here's our final Kai and our final soul.
Here comes Daredevil.